All right, so well, update. New microphone. I don't know how this is gonna sound. The dual microphone setup, but I got them both clipped together here. I think I'm gonna get rid of one of them. Yeah, just like deglove yourself. Oh, don't deglove yourself. Degloving, degloving is very bad. Okay, it's like it'll kill you, maybe if you're lucky. But what I mainly wanted to talk about is some negative reviews of a movie I really like that I really dislike. I know that sounds a bit confusing, but I'm looking through Letterboxd right now, and these are supposed to be reviews, man. Reviews, like things people have said. I like some reviews. Actually, no, I haven't liked any reviews of this movie. But these are reviews that I hold an intense dislike for. Okay, so I'm gonna read through the most popular negative review and the time I gave. I basically went from 0.5 to 2 stars, which is what I always do when I look through these, because like 0 star reviews, you can't really look through those because not all 0 star reviews are negative. People just sometimes choose not to rate a movie on Letterboxd, like me. I've done that before. But yeah, here's this one. Once Upon a Time in America. This was watched September 8th, 2020, and reviewed by Sophie Kempenar. Hard to feel anything but unadulterated disdain, much less care or interest for this man after watching him commit atrocity after atrocity, including, but certainly not limited to, 2 violent rapes. Sir, your name is Noodles. You and your buddy Egg Salad Sandwich can sit the hell down. Even in general, the film never says or does anything interesting enough to justify the agonizingly long runtime. Every single woman and girl exists to get ogled or raped, sometimes both. I wish I could say there's even a single exception. The pretty romantic score undercuts any attempt to criticize the gangster lifestyle, effectively doing the opposite and glamorizing it even further. Continue. I'm sorry. This is made even more glaringly obvious when the film uh culminates in a tender question mark moment between two friends where Noodles refuses to go back to his old ways because he's a changed man. Yeah, we get it, movie. Friendship is greater than money slash opportunity slash whatever, as if we didn't watch these two men live the most reprehensible lives in history for 3.5 hours. But hey, bonds between men, right? So I really don't like this review. I really dislike this review. Like, I really think this is terrible. Like, this is like, I don't like it. I don't know. Let's go through it, because something about this review just screams to me I did not get this movie. And I don't like being that like that. I don't like being like, oh, you didn't get this. But it's like something about this movie I feel like very clearly screams like, it's okay to dislike movies. I could see somebody maybe disliking this movie because of the amount of rape in it. That's like not exactly something people want to see. And this movie has always made more uncomfortable for me when I remember, oh shit, there's like 2 rapes in this movie. Which is why I don't watch it that often. But depictions of rape do not a bad movie make necessarily, especially one that has rape that's so clearly labeled as bad. And reading some of these reviews, I got the feeling the film that some of these people watching this movie needed the movie to tell them Noodles was a bad guy, for them to think Noodles was a bad guy, which is more concerning than I think anything in the movie. Well, no, actually, it's not more concerning than anything in the movie. Rapes are bad. Noodles is a fucked up guy. His whole game is fucked up. Some people not getting movies is not as concerning, but it's still concerning to me. So let's go through. Hard to feel anything but unadulterated disdain. This is the intent of the movie. This is what Leone is trying to do. As he killed the West and he killed revolutions, he's killing the gangster. I mean, as he's killing the Western in Once Upon a Time in the West, and as he's killing the Zapata Western in Ducky Sucker. He's killing the gangster movie, the American gangster movie, in Once Upon a Time in America. This is like his thing. Um, Even in general, the film never says or does anything interesting enough to justify the agonizingly long runtime. I feel like this is like a slightly, like this is a considerably, this movie does what the Sopranos does, I think, in considerably less amount of time, what the characters doing and committing more violent acts. So maybe, nah, no. Gangsters are bad. Not exactly the most like, you know, oh yeah, this is extremely nuanced take, you know. Um, but Leone is uncompromising in his criticism of gangsters. He lays it all bare. Um, every single woman and girl exists to either get ogled or raped, sometimes both. Women went through shit in the 1920s and 1930s. Um, I think maybe Leone could get criticized for perhaps a mean streak of misogyny in his movies. Uh, take uh, I think The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly, Once Upon a Time in the West, and Duck You Sucker actually do kind of have this problem. Except I think it's the most prevalent in Duck You Sucker, where I guess again our main protagonist like rapes somebody in the beginning of the movie, and it's like weird and gross. But then this guy's like doing revolutionary shit for the whole movie. But it's a question of if he really even believes in it. You know, that's like what Duck You Sucker is all about, and how everything comes crumbling down for him during this revolution. Um, the pretty romantic score undercuts any attempt to criticize the gangster lifestyle. The score, the music. Now I know music can determine the feeling of a scene, but think about it. In most of the most violent scenes, there is no music. During the rape, there is no music. In the aftermath, there is music. The rape of Deborah, because there's two rapes in this movie. Uh, there is no music during the rape of Deborah. You're forced to sit with the cries and screams of this woman as Robert De Niro's character is sexually assaulting her. There is music in the aftermath. You know, Deborah's theme, but somehow it feels wrong. Oh, I'm not in frame. Jesus, guys, I don't have like a professional setup. I'm mostly just putting my phone up against all sorts of stuff. I don't have a professional setup. Just want to remind you guys of that. But what else? What else is here? Because the film culminates in a tender moment between two old friends. I don't know anybody who watches the end of this movie and views it as tender in any way. It's weird and uncomfortable. And Noodles is like clearly not like either cannot comprehend what's going on or willfully ignorant of what's going on. I think I tend to choose go with willfully ignorant because Noodles is not for all Noodles' faults. He's not a dumb guy. He's not a dumb guy. Um, and I don't know how anybody watches this movie and comes away with the lesson that friendship is greater than money slash opportunity slash whatever. It shows that the characters certainly don't give a shit about friendship. Noodles probably does. He probably does. But Max certainly didn't give a shit. You know? I guess because Noodles is our main character, I'm sure. Yeah, but Noodles is also a violent rapist, you know? Maybe we shouldn't be taking everything this guy thinks to heart, you know? Um, yeah, so I don't like this review. I think it's kind of a bad review. There's some good. I think I might have not given it enough credit. And I can't really defend the long run time. If you don't like this movie within the first like 10 to 20 minutes, you're not gonna like the rest of this movie, especially because it's so long. But I don't know. Let's look at the comments. So there's 167 comments. Um, I want to see if there's any genuine criticism. That's what I want to see. I don't want to read through and be like, oh yeah, it's like okay. And I can understand people watching this and being like, yeah, you know what, man, I can't deal with the rape. I don't like this movie because of the rape. I can see that. You know, I'm not a survivor of rape, but I can imagine most, if not all, survivors of rape do not want to watch that. You know, I can imagine, and if that's you, kudos to you. Okay, that's maybe a good criticism of the movie. I don't know. I'm not gonna say I like the rape scene. I think I think it's more necessary than some other people. But yeah, generally I don't enjoy the scene at all when I'm watching it. But it's like this is important. It's like it needs to be shown. Um. Okay, so first comment attacking, well, not attacking, but criticizing the critique. I'm not quite sure you really got the point to this film, especially when you talk about the rape scenes and bad lifestyles of the main characters. I'd be happy to explain why. And this was written by Skylar, who, oh my god, you're just like me, Skylar. You're just like me. This person did not get the movie. And it says, this is the review I came looking for. This is the next comment, by the way. It's wild every woman with a speaking line exists to either be killed or fucked by both. What's even wilder is that this is the most at-home James Wood has ever looked in a movie. So I won't argue with the fact that I don't particularly care for James Woods as a person. However, also not going to argue with the fact that this movie uh, is not particularly nice towards women. But that's how gangsters lived. They weren't. These were male chauvinists to their core. Also, it was way easier to be openly misogynistic in like the 20s and 30s, and the film is obviously critiquing that. It's not like, yeah, you know what? Sergio Leone, when he was directing this movie, he was definitely like, you know what, man? Fuck women. It's like, I'm gonna make a 3 hour and 50-minute movie about how much women suck and how much I hate them. Like originally a 6 hour movie. This movie when it was first cut down was like 6 hours. Guys, it could have been worse for these people. Could have been 6 hours. I don't think I would like this movie that much if it was 6 hours long. But let's continue. I don't know. Okay, so here's one that's kind of mocking and you know think Homelander when somebody makes a point that you agree with, but they make it in such a way that makes you want to disagree. Sergio Leone has our main character commit atrocities, including but not limited to 2 rapes, indicating he is in fact not a good person nor a hero. Letterboxd. Why does our hero rape and abuse women? Okay. Maybe you don't need rape scenes to make somebody hate a character when they've already done so much murder and violence throughout the course of the movie. Fair take, fair take. Give me 1 second though. Alright, I'm back. I just had to do some cleaning up. But let's continue. Okay. I totally agree, but I think the rape scenes are simply there to make you uncomfortable. They are purposely unsettling. They make you hate the character. Just adds to the emotional heft. The film does treat its women like shit, though. Watched this a long time ago, and I've listened to the score hundreds of times. Maybe that's what brainwashed me. And this is from Antonio HR. I believe Leone was trying to critique the lives men lived back then. Was that not clear enough? The film is called Once Upon a Time in America. This is simply how Americans lived then. Horrifying lives. I don't know if I agree 100% with what Antonio's got to say here. I do agree that the film does treat women like shit, and I do agree that the rape scenes are there to make you uncomfortable. The necessity of rape scenes in cinema is a whole other debate that I'm not going to get into, but it's certainly interesting. An alarm on my phone just came up, so that's why I'm touching my screen. I'm sorry, you guys had to see my big man hands. But yeah, I'm gonna turn this around. I don't know. I The light's annoying to me personally. I don't know. And then the amount of people who missed the point Leonie was making coming from Yusef, and then from some guy named Owen, says the amount of mansplaining in this comment section. Shit. Then some Italian or Spanish. Okay. Congrats, you missed the point from Billy Costigan. Now, I'm not going to deny that a lot of people defending this one in this comment section seem to be dudes. Said the epic. Yeah, he said. Someone named Negro Dip said, "Please learn to watch movies. You missed the whole point." Yeah. So most of these are like critiquing the review. I don't know. Please call me something I don't have to Google. Yeah. Okay. Wait. All right. So here's an interesting one from Film Grain 96. Says, "Don't worry about all of the morons on this page that tell you didn't get the point and yada yada yada. The director was a sexist, misogynistic pig. I don't think this person spelled misogynistic right, but whatever. Who sexually harassed actress Diane Franklin when she auditioned for the role of young Deborah. Not many of the fans of this film, nearly all men, like hearing about that and make excuses for him when there are none. Anyway, screw this awful overpraised film." Okay, so the crimes of a director. That's not good. And I don't know if this is true. I have to verify this because it's a letterboxed comment. I don't know if this is true. I'll search it up. Um, I could search it up if I get my. Oh no, I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna do it right now. But if anybody feels like commenting, give me a source. If I don't know. I can't search it up right now. I want you guys to know I have my phone. Okay. Again, not really in frame. Sorry about that. I have my phone in like split screen mode, and the letterbox half of the screen is taking up most of the screen. So it's actually like 1/3 mode, and 1/3 is a screen that's recording this. So I don't know how this video is going to look. I have to look at it. But I don't think it's going to look that great. I don't know. The point is the new microphone, not the video quality, because I already have this set at the lowest because these videos take up an ungodly amount of space on my phone. And I don't know. Should I delete these videos? I don't know. I don't want to lose the videos forever if they become, lost to time. If my channel gets banned or whatever. Mind you, I am talking about some very serious topics in this video. I did not give a content warning for any of this shit either. Oh. Sorry, guys. Yeah, if that did happen, I don't know. It's a letterbox comment. You have to verify shit. You can't just see one comment on one thing and be like, "Hey, you know what? That's true." But yeah, if that did happen, wow, I did not know that about Sergio Leone. And the director being sexist, Sergio, I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised. Seeing how he depicted rape in some of his previous movies, I wouldn't be surprised. Also, man, I got famous directing movies in the 50s and 60s. Being a sexist, also would not be surprised. It was very common. Just, I mean, I know El Topo didn't come out in the 60s. It came out in 1970. But here's some of the shit Jodorowsky did on that set. Some of the shit he says he did. This guy probably should have went to jail. Actually, in a just world, he would have went to jail if he did some of the shit that he said he was doing. Which, I mean, if you're saying you did something, if you're saying, "Oh yeah, I did this and I did that," you probably did it. You know. Um. Yeah, that guy, he did do some of this stuff. He should have gone to jail, bro. Like, it's like some of that stuff was bad. I'm not gonna say because you guys can go search it up. But like, yeah, it was bad. It's not good. Sorry, I haven't been looking at the camera. I'm just my eyes are all over the place. Okay, it's like, well, you guys, we had a good run. Sergio Leone is canceled now. Okay. Mm. Nobody's perfect. Filmmakers especially have their flaws. I would not call people with other opinions morons. I would suggest seeing more Christian films. Canceling leaves a big bad world right behind you. I don't know what this dude, Mr. Romantic, is talking about. Yeah. Okay. So Adam Black actually is a good assessment. But you even watch the movie, they all end up being alone and depressed. You saw the ending? The only time when he genuinely smiled. All men in this movie are delusional. Diabolical. Yes. Yes, they are. Yes, they think they have moral. Underlined by the beautiful score, but this movie isn't beautiful. Time destroyed this man. Absolute cinema. And a character study of a whole generation of strong men. Better you watch it again. Sure. The chutzpah to label a film problematic when one of your favorite films is The Wind Rises. Coming from Rowan? Not wrong. Like, yeah, not wrong. Uh, I don't know. I feel like it's more Oppenheimer and less like raw Japanese imperialism, which yeah, some of these people really like Japan, and I don't mean like people who really like anime. I mean people who really like the country of Japan. You can do some research on what the fuck Japan was doing in World War II. I'm not gonna go like racist against Japanese people, but some of these Japanophiles, weeaboos, really idolize the fuck out of Japan, and it's so weird because Japan is a country like any other country in this world, and that means it has a fuck ton of problems. Not only that, Japan is a country that leans right, so of course has a fuck ton of problems and a fuck ton of conservative problems. Oh yeah, like their new prime minister. It's like is I feel like she's gonna be their Margaret Thatcher, and it's gonna be like, yeah, she's gonna fucking suck. um, she seems like a Thatcherite. She seems like a Thatcherite. Um, I'm not saying women in power are always gonna be Margaret Thatcher. Okay, but like she seems like a Thatcherite. She seems like a Thatcherite, and the salary men fucking kill themselves every day or whatever. Um, the war crimes, the actual honest to god war crimes that Japan was committing left and right during World War II. I feel like I've been low key glossed over in favor of Germany's war crimes, and also because Germany wasn't backed by the U.S. after the war. The U.S. is like, we're gonna help Japan get back on their feet. You guys can't have an army and shit like that. You guys can have an army and anything, but we're gonna help you get back on your feet. Maybe go up. I don't know. That's a possibility. I don't know if that's true that the U.S. helped Japan become king of soft power politics, where you don't even know. Oh, about half of the shit Japan has done because they filled your head with anime and kawaii and stuff, and they're legitimately great cinema. So distracted from all the real fucking problems in their country, past and present. It's kind of like Turkey, where they refuse to acknowledge the horrible shit they did to other people. Um, Turkey to this day still denies the Armenian genocide. I can't believe we're talking about geopolitics in a video that was supposed to be about once upon a time in America, which is maybe somewhat political. Who knows? And then Sophie responded to Rowan. Okay, this is a new one, lol. I can only assume you think the Wind Rises is pro-war apologia for World War II Imperial Japan. I will grant you that it's not the most outlandish claim, although I disagree completely. But even if I did agree, your claim here is basically you have no grounds to object to a film streaming of women because you like this other film I find problematic for a completely separate reason. Um, I don't think the previous comment implies specifically, oh yeah, you're dumb for having this opinion of that treatment of women in film. Like, I think it's a moreover thing. I know that your thing was like, oh, the women, the women, but I don't think somebody was not cooking in the kitchen with this review. You're not The Rock, okay? This fucking shit fucking sucked, bro. I don't like it for a lot of reasons. You're allowed to dislike the Wind Rises, but this flattening of critique into one problematic plane is absurd. By your own logic, I could easily say your love for Woody Allen's films makes you a hypocrite. Fair critique, fair. However, I fucked your mom. I'm just playing. I didn't actually fuck your mom. And maybe that's Roman's response in their mind. I don't know who runs this account. I'm Jewish and I like the 70s. Oh, yeah, buddy. You got Manhattan. And it's the first film. The first film is Manhattan by Woody Allen, where he pulls like Jerry Seinfeld dating a 17-year-old and she's like doing fucking homework. What the fuck, yo? I don't know. I have to watch Manhattan, but I've heard really fucking bad things about it, but also really good things about it. Oh, and that's the last comment. Hooray. Love that. Yeah, so I don't like this review. I don't like this review. I think it's a bad review. Uh I think it gets like a 2 out of 10. There's like some things I like about it, but for the most part, I don't really like this review, and I think it's indicative of a certain trend that I really don't like, where people who watch movies are like, I need this movie. Hey, we're good to go. This is why I should have clicked it to my shirt. This is not the most relevant, but I don't know. I like it. I like big booty. Guys, I'm just saying whatever. I want you to know that right now. I don't have scripts for these videos. I'm just saying whatever. Let's get back to what I was actually talking about. That I don't 100% disagree with this review, but I do think for the most part it's not that good. Um, and there are things in this review that so clearly communicate to me that whoever was writing this review did not get the point of this movie. At least in certain areas, there's certain critiques that I feel like okay, they have some standing, but then there are things that are like, oh my god, this is just so terrible, and it really indicates to me that whoever was writing this review does not care fundamentally for, I don't know, getting the movie that they watched and misinterpreting something and then acting as if you have the authority to speak on it when you don't even know what the fuck it's about really irritates me. And this is not me trying to be like a potential. Oh, if you didn't like this movie, you just didn't get it. Like for example, if somebody doesn't like Suspiria, a movie I actually really like, from when I first watched it. That film is kind of an acquired taste. I've already acquired a taste for Italian cinema. Um, this film in and of itself, does it count as Italian cinema? I don't know, but I've acquired a taste for Italian cinema of the 60s through the 80s, so I can deal with the weird dubbing and the I'm not looking at you guys at all about this video. I'm sorry. No, I'm gonna bring it over here. How about that? How about that? How about that? I love The Sopranos. This is gonna be an intimate one here. Oh wait. How about what am I doing? I'm not doing anything of value or note right now. Jeez. Oh well. Okay. I'm trying to have like fun in this one. Okay. Oh, simmer down. Simmer down. Don't want to show everybody where I live. I think I'm gonna try to make my videos in the most nondescript parts of where I live, which you guys will not know about because I don't need somebody coming to my house and fucking murdering me. All right. Jeez. Okay. Okay. Oh. Oh. Okay. All right. I like this, but oh yeah, it's some toy guns. Oh my god. No, YouTube doesn't think this is a real gun and bans my video. It's not. It's fake. It's orange, and there's no cap gun. There's no caps in it. But yeah, I'm gonna finish out the video like this. So yeah, Sophie's review gets the Hall of Shame mark from me, a random guy. But I'm black, so that count for something on the minority scale, right? I don't know. Uh, in all seriousness, I don't care for this review. I think this is actually quite a shitty review. Um, and I can already feel myself like repeating myself by saying this. I'm gonna take off my glasses. Yeah, that's right. You need the unvarnished Nile here. I've been de-lensed, but yeah, this review fucking sucks. um, and I think that's it. That's really all I gotta say. This shit's already like 30 minutes, so this is going to be a pain in the ass to keep on my phone, and also to upload. But yeah, I don't know. I wanted to end this video out where I like shoot the gun, but then I'm gonna have to do a minimal amount of editing, and I fucking hate editing. But I could like shoot the gun, click the end button, and that's it. I don't know. I'll try, and I'll see how it goes. But yeah.